First of all, two questions quick. Playing with Olivia on the floor, Gino mentioned about how you guys seem to mesh pretty well because your styles are, your playing styles are contrast a little bit. What do you think of that? Is that the case? What makes you guys perform, together well on the floor?
I think we always just play to our strengths, and off that we just build off each other's energy and momentum, because we get a lot of opportunities in the high-low action, or if I'm posting up down low, she's up top, she got that shot. If her defender sinks into me, or vice versa, I think that we just have a good post movement together, so we impact offensively that way.
And a separate question, Gino said you guys were able to get to dinner on the road for the first time at Georgetown. Well, was that a nice change of pace? And can you just quickly, just describe what that was like?
Yeah, it was cool. We rented out the whole restaurant, and it was just us in there. And Coach was saying that in other years, they would usually be doing this, try to find the best spots in each city to go out to eat. So it was good to kind of go out together as if it was a normal year. So it was fun.
What did you eat?
It was like a gourmet fettuccine Alfredo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So is it an Italian place or just?
Yeah, it was, I think it was pretty Italian. Yeah. There was steak, mashed potatoes, ricotta.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Aaliyah, this is Charlotte Carroll from The Athletic. How are you feeling just getting down to the final couple games of the regular season?
I'm feeling good. It's exciting because our regular season's ending and we're moving into the Big East tournament. So just playing every game to our best ability so that we can really lock down and be prepared for the NCAA tournament.
Roger Cleveland from the Waterbury Republican American. You look like you're fresh personally right now, and you don't look like you ever hit that wall because you've played pretty consistently. Do you feel like you've just been able to stay strong all season?
Yeah, I do believe so, but as every other person, we have those days or that kind of mental block that we just need to kind of step away from and just take time to reflect on ourselves as a person. So even though I might not have shown it, but I felt like mid-season last year, there was time where I just had a mental block and just kind of reflected on me as a player and just as a person itself. But as I said, in practice, I become more confident. My coaches are confident in me, and my teammates are confident in me. So that's kind of what motivates me, and also my family as well.
You have played consistently well. Is there somewhere you think you've really taken strides though and gotten better?
Definitely coming off the double-double, that was a great accomplishment for myself. Because my first one, and I know that I was capable of it, and I'm capable of more. So even though that it's a great accomplishment, there's bigger goals that as a team we want to take care of in the next couple of weeks. So just continuing to be confident in myself and playing to my strengths more consistently.
Oops. Sorry. Gino mentioned he kind of scaled back the playbook. since, over the last few weeks. I mean, was that the case? Do you feel like it has been scaled back, or, practice has been a little more simple in that aspect, or, how much has changed from a X's and O's perspective?
For practices, we basically have been focusing more on a transition game to kind of get back at that, because that's where we perform our best at. Starts with defense, being disruptors there, so we can build that momentum into our transition game. So definitely a lot of drills for that. But in terms of our offensive sets, the thing about Coach is he builds these sets where everything kind of leads into another. So off this certain action, it's kind of similar to a different play that we would run. So that's where we kind of get our rhythm offensively, and just everything flows into one another. So I think that we're just grasping the concepts of each set and just playing basketball, just playing that read and react.
Hey, Aaliyah, this is Vicky Fulkerson from the New London Day. I was wondering, you guys have been passing the ball so well, especially lately. Coach said you're one of the people that you're a better passer than he even knew, when you got here. Is it contagious? Like, do you see Paige throw one of those long passes to Kristen, and how have you become a better passer just from being around these guys?
I feel like I've just gotten better just because, I know who I'm playing with. I know my teammates, and I want to put them in a position to be successful. So whether that's me at the high post doing a handoff, or kind of a high-low pass to Liv, or C cutting off of me, I'm going to hit them, because as long as UConn wins and we have one more point than the other team, then I'm all set. But best believe I'm not going to be throwing no-look passes like Nika or those quarterback passes like Paige. But when I do have the opportunity, I will.
Leah, you had mentioned you kind of hit that wall. Just to clarify, was that this, I guess, January or February, or was it in December you kind of felt that?
I kind of felt that December, January. It's just that I expect more from myself, just putting additional pressure on myself, which didn't really needed to be there. Just wanting more from myself. In terms of my development, and then kind of balancing, the games and practice and school as well.
Did it help, I guess, just having so many freshmen on the team? I know it's hard to compare since if you had gone to a team where there weren't that many freshmen, but because Paige and Nika play so much, being able to kind of talk about that. I know Paige had mentioned she hit a similar kind of block at one point. But again, more privately, we didn't see that on the court.
Right. It is great to have other freshmen in the same position as you, because you kind of go through the same experiences. And can kind of talk and lead on one another for sure. I feel like as athletes, especially just college athletes, coming into their first season, you have high expectations of yourself. So just putting a lot of pressure and being accountable can kind of get you in that mental blockage. But, doing stuff that leaning on your teammates and realizing that you're in that state to get yourself out of can be great down the road.
Thank you.
Aaliyah, how integral? I mean, you guys were all freshmen, and then you had Kristen and Liv and Avina, and you each roomed with some of them. What have they been like as the elder statesmen of the team, and how much have you guys relied on them, this season?
Yeah, all three of them are great leaders for our team. They set the example on the court and off the court as well. Rooming with each of them has just been good, just to kind of hear their experiences that they've been through and kind of relate it to your own. But other than that, they impact the team greatly, and to kind of just hear their words of wisdom, if you could say, it's just great.
I've been noticing a lot of people posting, a lot of your teammates posting stories with you and like vegetable emojis, and I think this has to do with your diet. So can you give me a little bit of backstory as to why that is?
Yeah, it's funny. So I'm actually a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian since I was 7. So the joke around is I'm a strong body off vegetables, off greens. So that's probably why you'd see the vegetable emojis. But no, I decided to become vegetarian when I was really young. I was learning about the process of how you get meat and everything. And as a young child, you can low-key be traumatized a little bit. So I would steer away from meat. But my parents would, obviously try and make me eat meat just because it's kind of unhealthy for me being so young. But still I refused to eat it. So what ended up happening was my mom became vegetarian with me to kind of help me make sure that I'm getting the right food groups, the right nutrition, and kind of guide me through that process. But yeah, stuck it out ever since then.
What's your Oh no, I was just gonna ask what your favorite vegetarian meal is, or what your favorite meal is, because I'm always looking for recipes.
I really like tofu, rice and tofu, like a teriyaki tofu or like a sweet and sour tofu. Eat a lot of like beans if I'm having like tacos, enchiladas, or quinoa with a good like wrap.
Just to go back to Kobe for a second, I know you said you kind of appreciated his game, but what was it about his game or his mentality that really attracted you and your brother to him?
I think it was just his passion for the game. You can really see that as he played, and kind of just how he talked about the game itself. And just him being such a competitor on the court, both defensively. I know he was a great offensive threat, but him breaking down the game, I just saw the game in a different view, different perspective when I would just watch him play, and I would mirror that mindset into my own game, and I would be successful out of it. So I would just continue to aspire to live in the same footsteps that he put forth.